Welcome back. Here we are with videos again. It's been a long last year into this year, really busy, really crazy. Today we're going to talk about first impressions. First impression of me coming back, first impression of this beautiful house that we're going to go through, and I'm going to talk to you about how to view a house like a pro. Let's go in. All right, so today we're going to view a house like a pro, but we're in the house now. This needs to start before you ever step foot into the house. You need to do a lot of background information about the house. And this is all possible because you're already looking at these houses online. And when a house comes up, here's the house that we're sitting in right now, you are scrolling through, you're looking at the pictures, you're trying to decide what things would work for you. I need you to understand how important this part of the process is. And this is your first impression of the house. My job is to take wonderful pictures of the house and make this product look as fantastic as it can. However, your job is to investigate the parameters of the house and will they be working for you. Very important things. The listing information. If you don't have enough information from online, from howardhanna.com, Zillow, or one of the other feeds, you need to make sure your agent gives you that information. That information is important. Does it have AC? Does it have one of the bathrooms in the basement? What is the floor plan of this house? How big are the bedrooms? How big is the living room? Currently, what you're living in may not be enough space for you. So you want to make sure that you're not sizing down or sizing up, you're sizing right. And by doing that, you need to make sure you know how you live in the environment you're living in now versus where you're going to go to. You need to know school district. You need to know taxes. You need to know all the little particulars that are already available to you here. And as you scroll through, you'll see it'll tell you all kinds of information about the neighborhood, about the community. These are things you really need to delve into before you come to see the house. So this starts online. Part of that is by making sure your real estate agent sends you something called the seller's disclosure. Disclosure is very important. It is written by the seller and it gives you information about the house. How old the roof is, how old the furnace is, some really great parameters about the house that you should probably know about before you decide that the impression you had of this house was so wonderful that you want to see it. Let's make sure everything else about it fits your needs. Once you've really dug down and gotten all the information you can, go to Google Maps, see if there's something nearby that would be a problem for you. Really do your investigation online, and it's all available to you. It's available on your phone. You can sit and scroll and find out as much as you can about the house and the neighborhood. The next thing you want to do is what I call recon, and reconnaissance is you need to get to the location of the house. So here we are in another place in this beautiful house. Location. Obviously, this house sits in the woods, which is beautiful and a wonderful location for you. But you need to go by each house that you're interested in. Maybe just not one, but maybe a few. Location is really important, and it's not just about the house. It's about the topography. We live in Western Pennsylvania. We have hills, we have valleys. You don't know how the house sits. So driving by is not just about making sure that the yard is big enough, of course it's about that, or that you have a yard, or where your driveway is. It's about looking at the topography of the house. Maybe the driveway goes down. You need to think about that. We are a four-season place to live here, so you're going to have snow and it's going to be down in the driveway and you're going to have to drive out of it. Maybe there's something about the porch that is not really going to work for you. You need to really look. And you've made that list of things because you've read the disclosure that you need to be concerned about. So when you're doing the drive-by, you're looking at the roof, you're looking at the windows, you're looking at everything you can visually see from outside. But importantly, and if you go back to one of my earlier videos, sensory buying, you're going to find out that your senses take this all in. So when you're doing your location drive-by, roll down your windows, listen, smell. Maybe this house is near a dog food factory. They exist. Listen, maybe you have a flight pattern overhead. Maybe you have a train nearby. Don't just drive by and look. Take your time. I know you feel like a stalker, but believe me, the person's house is on the market. They know that you're driving by to take a look at it. You need to do your due diligence. And very importantly, you need to look at the neighborhood. You need to circle the neighborhood. You need to see how close you are to things, how the traffic pattern works for you, different times of day. You need to really look at the neighborhood, and you need to look at the neighbors. Does the person right next door have a lot of beat-up vehicles sitting in the driveway, or do they just have a lot of vehicles? You need to see how each person on either side of you and behind you live. So going on reconnaissance, which is going out to look at these houses, is important for you to look at everything about them, not just where it sits. So here we are in the house. Overwhelming. This is a beautiful house. So you've gotten here and you've gotten overwhelmed with how pretty it is. I need to make sure that all your due diligence has been done. You've looked at all of the information I talked about before. You've looked at the exterior. You've looked, and now we're inside. And I want you to fall in love, but I also want you to be reasonable with what you're looking at. So once you get into the house, once the pictures have lured you in and the information works out for you, you need to look at structural and major issues in the house. Very important. So as beautiful as this room is, this really doesn't tell me about the structure of the house. I need to be in the basement. I need to look at the furnace. I need to be outside. I need to look at the roof. I need to look at the gutters. I need to look at the downspouts. I need to look at how the water flows. I need to look at the plumbing in each of the rooms. You really need to see what the condition of the house is. And sometimes it's pretty obvious when you walk in. The people that have lived here have very well maintained the house, which is obvious here. But every house isn't like that. And now, because we're having bidding wars, the price points are going up. So you have to equate the price point with the condition. So once you're inside, how this looks is beautiful. You need to make sure that how it runs is going to be the same way. And all those things are helpful if you have a real estate agent who's working with you, who's taking you to each point in the house, to making sure that you look at the furnace, to make sure you see where the AC is outside. Make sure you understand this house has multiple AC units. You understand the age of them, the function of them. Is it zoned heating and cooling? You really need to look around for all the things about the house before you make that final decision, because there's a very good chance you might have to fight a large group of people to get the house that you want. And there may be a bidding war. And at that point, you need to understand everything you can about the house before you get ready to put it on paper. Hope this video helps. I'm back. There's going to be a lot more videos in the future. If you have something that you would like me to do a video about, please like and comment. That would be helpful. Please follow me, and follow me at LouRyan.com. Thanks so much. See you soon.